What up, guys? Welcome back to Mel Games. Now, I talk to a lot of people who say to me, Mel, I just can't do the Withered daily. I don't know what I'm doing. So, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to fully clear the Withered Training World Quest. I'm going to add a little bit of commentary and explain exactly what's going on. And I hope by the end of this that we can help out some of you guys who are having issues with this World Quest. Now, basically, as we go through into this room here, you want to be trying to hug this wall as much as we can, and only aggro a couple mobs at a time. If you can, focus on keeping your withered near you. Now, you also will notice you have a little button in the middle of your screen there that makes your withered go berserk. You gotta know when and where to use this button, because what ends up happening is if you use it, it'll aggro a lot of the other mobs that are around you as well. So make sure you're only using it. Like right now, you see how I just turned it on after I cleared out the entire outer ring. And then we kill that guy. Make sure to interrupt his AoE cast that he does, and then immediately turn off the berserk, because we don't want our guys, you know, running around all crazy, aggroing everything. So let's only, you know, try to put them on the berserk mode when we absolutely have to. Now, this door back here, you will not be able to open up until you get 2 berserker helms for your withered. So that's kind of something you're not going to be able to do right away. The reason why I'm coming down this stairs is I'm just checking to see if there's any loose withered that we can click on and maybe add to our forces before I go down in here, because there's quite a bit of mobs here. So you want to make sure you have, you know, if you can find more withered for your army, to pick them up. So you see I keep clicking on and off this berserker, and trying to pull as little amount of mobs as I possibly can. But I made the mistake of having my caster use a chain lightning on these guys. Make sure if you have CC, you get stuns down, interrupts, because this could be deadly right here. Luckily for me, I have something called Mind Bomb that I can use to stun all these mobs to try to reduce a lot of the damage I take here. This is not ideally how you would want to pull this room. This is a very, very sloppy way to pull the room. But because I already have all my withered fully upgraded, it's not too much of a big deal for me. If I was just starting off with like the 8 withered and no upgrades, that probably would have been the end of the game for me. I mean, I wouldn't be in this room in the first place anyways, but yeah, you know what I mean. So we're just going to clean up the rest of this room and get any extra chests that are lying around, and any loose, you know, withered to add to our armies, and then we'll be heading back upstairs. We skip ahead a little bit back to where I was going back down those stairs, and look, there was a withered guy here. I should have just came down here and clicked on him in the first place, but oh well. Now this is a 10 withered door, I believe, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm walking down this side to see if there's any quick withered that I can click on and bring into that room, because there's a pretty hard boss to kill. Since there's no freebies, I'm going to head back in there and I'm going to slowly start clearing the room, working along the outside first before I kill the big boss in the middle.
To target something first.
I gotta make sure not to turn on the berserker and aggro the room, so that's why I'm not turning them on here, because they have a tendency to pull the ad in the middle. You don't want to do that until you clear everybody else, and you grab as many of these loose withereds lying around to add to our army, which will make killing this boss in the middle that much easier. I see another one lying around over there in the back of the corner here. We're going to pick up this chest, add another friend to our army, and then we're going to try pulling the boss here. And when I pull this boss, I got to make sure to click my my berserker
Do your best
and
to
instantly
minimize
stun her.
losses.
You'll see I got the stun down, boom, right there. Okay, so now she's stunned, and it's not about how much DPS you can do. It's more about your withered and how upgraded you have them, or how much you can CC this target. The more CC, the more stuns you can chain. Like if you're a rogue or a demon hunter or anybody who's got stuns, use them early and often. We're gonna fast forward back to outside this room where we came up here the first place to look and see if there's any withered lying around, but there wasn't. That's my artifact weapon right there talking to me. She always whispers weird little stuff to me that creeps me out a little bit, but it is what it is. The reason why I pull all the way back here after aggroing these three is because your withered army will not attack until after you attack the target. So what you can do is you can walk into mobs and aggro them without attacking them, and then run to a safe spot, and then you can start attacking them, and then your withered will attack after you attack, but not before. It's especially important right here because your withered will, they do like kind of a disengage that hunters do, and sometimes, like you see my guys went flying backwards there for some reason, they'll do that right off the cliff and they'll go downstairs. We're right around that little outside there, they'll jump downstairs and they'll aggro all those little spiders and stuff down there. So you want to try to make sure that you're not fighting around this this balcony area. That's why I came into this room before I pulled anything. Now, as you see, I'm going to run into this room again. I'm going to clear this out so that my my withered can pull this mob into here so that they don't disengage off the cliff and aggro those spiders down there. And now I'm going to run into this room before I aggro the rest of these mobs for the same exact reason. We don't want extra mobs if we can avoid it. I gotta make sure to interrupt this guy's AoE if he starts to cast it before we can kill him. I silenced him. I pre-silenced him actually. It's a 45-second cooldown for a Shadow Priest. I know there are classes that have a much shorter cooldown on their interrupts, so make sure that you're not making big pulls until your stuns, your silences, or whatever you're using are off cooldown. Now these mobs aren't very tough to deal with. I'm kind of just scooping them up and grabbing them because I don't really care now if my withered guys run around and aggro a bunch of people. I have a lot of them. I'm running around with 23 of them right now, so these little tiny spiders aren't much of a threat to me. So I'm literally just gonna run into them and aggro them and just mind sear them to get AoE. AoE is a big deal with this.
One of the withers is running away. Catch him before he is lost in the tunnels.
Now, if that ever happens where your withered runs away from you, you got to make sure you just run over there and click on them to get them back into your army. Sometimes they get a little scared and they try to run away like cowards, but just keep them near you. That's why we keep them non-berserked until we actually have to click that little red face in the middle of our screen. I'm turning them on right here. Get a little bit more damage on because this room is pretty much cleared, so I don't have to worry about much here. I think that actually was the last pull of this downstairs. Yeah, so we're going to fast forward ahead here to where you go back up the stairs and you start coming down the ramp, and we find some more withered. We're going to be at 24 right now. The key to doing this when you're learning how to clear this for the first time, or if you're just trying to progress, is if you come across any of those chests that you can send back, like the 5-man or the 10-man chests, you don't want to send them back. You want to try to progress as far as you possibly can. And if you're losing withered because you're sending them back with these chests, you're not going to be able to kill some of these later bosses down here. So I would suggest holding onto your Withered, making a mental note of where all these chests are, and then coming back and picking them up after you get to the end. It makes things a whole lot easier for you to kill stuff, because the more Withered you have, the more damage they do as a whole. And like I said, look how fast they're clearing them here. With 25 Withered that I have right now, it's none of these mobs really stand a chance. So I kind of just aggro them and then I AoE them. Oh, that reminds me, I was getting ready to talk about that. The reason why I AoE stuff is because your Withered won't attack what you don't attack. And so if you're pulling a ton of mobs, it's much easier to just use an AoE attack, and then all your Wither army will know, okay, I got to attack all these people here. Because if they don't, they'll just, or if you don't AoE them, or at least get aggro on them first, your Withered will just stand there and they won't attack. So make sure that you're using your AoE when you're making a big pull like this. Like you see, I just grabbed them all with mines here. Zerk my guys, and then I can just run off and grab chests because they can take care of the rest. I don't really have to do much. Now we got a Pat coming down that stairs right there. I'm just going to Zerk them, and I'm going to stun one and interrupt the other. Here, well, I didn't even have to interrupt. I got the stun off on that guy, and he didn't make it. I'm going to grab that Withered before I open up this next door. I don't remember exactly what you need to get this door open. I think it's a 10-man door, but it might be a 2 Berserker. So we're just going to go in here. You want to make, as you see, there's like these Withered cocoon type things. Sometimes you can clear that and you can get a friendly Withered that you can click on and add to your army. So you want to make sure you clear to those areas as fast as you can before you aggro a boss. Because you never know, you might get an extra group member and then you can kill the boss faster. So I'm going to get this guy before I engage on the boss. I'm going to load up some dots on him, and I'm going to click my Zerker. I'm going to instantly stun him right when he gets here. I've got my stun on him right now. He's about to be stunned. There he is. And then we're just going to go through a little DPS rotation. I interrupted his cast there, so he's not doing damage to my my friends, my army. And there we go. So we're just going to grab up the rest of these little spiders, and then we're going to walk to the end of the hall here. And we're gonna see, like, see right there, this guy right here that I'm clicking on, he was in a little cocoon, so we got him out. We're gonna get the rest of our guys out and head back out of this hallway. Alright, now we're back up. We came out there and we went up the stairs, and there's another room here. And there is a boss that stealths around in this room that you really got to be careful about. He actually pats pretty far. I think he even pats all the way to the other room. If he jumps you, right now you always got to be ready, because this guy will jump you and he is tough to deal with. I would suggest before you come in here, if you're an engineer, you can use like rocket boots, but if you see on my bar, at the bottom right of my bar, I got a potion that's on cooldown. It's like 2, 1, now it's back off cooldown. That's a swiftness potion. I would suggest buying some swiftness potions off the auction house and using them so you can run away from this guy, because you do not want him to hit you. And you can just Zerk your infantry, your army, and they can handle him while you run away from this guy, because if he gets a hold of you, it's not going to be nice. It's going to hurt, especially if you're a clothy like me. I'm not really sure how a plate wearer deals with him. I guess if you're a tank, it's probably not that big of a deal. But I know if he hits me, it hurts a lot. So basically in this room, I opened up the other door, and I'm just clearing you know, the trash to get to more of my friends here that we can help add to our army. We're just going to walk ourselves around the outside here. Get as many as we can before we aggro this boss in the middle. The boss in the middle basically is just... Oh, so look, see right there, I had a cocoon. That we had an extra friend there, so we're going to go get an extra friend by killing the cocoon. So this big guy in the middle here, he acts just like one of the smaller guys. He's got that big AoE cast that you can interrupt. So you basically just want to stun him as fast as you can. I'm going to probably pull these guys, and then I think I zerk. If I made a mistake here actually. See, I zerked my guys and it aggroed the big boss in the middle. If I would have not zerked my guys, I easily could have killed those spiders without aggroing the big boss in the middle. So see, he's casting that arcane thing. My interrupt was on cooldown because I interrupted one of the spiders. So I did take a lot of damage there, or at least my wither did, that I shouldn't have, because that was a mistake that I made. Luckily I have so many of my army that I have a lot of room for mistakes. So that's why it's key not to send back those chests early on. Try to keep these guys with you as long as you can. Now if you see, my guys were bugged out right here, so what I'm doing right here is I'm spam clicking this berserk thing to try to unbug them, and it looks like it worked, because now they're coming to me. Alright, now if you come out this room that we were just in and you head back down the stairs, we kind of fast forwarded it a little bit so you guys don't have to sit there and watch me you know, walk around and do nothing. We found another withered here in the cocoon. We're gonna grab him up, and then this is the outside of the area on the bottom floor. We are going to clear this. There is a chest. Oh, this is the guy I was talking about. You want to be ready for him. This Lay Stalker Dro. I stunned him right there. I got away from him as fast as I could, and there we go. We got Dro's key. So get away from him as fast as you possibly can. If you got a stun, just stun him. Don't even bother hitting him. Even if you're a melee, don't hit him. Just stun him and get away from him. Let your withered army do the work for you. All you have to do is zerk them and then kite. You can use one of those swift potions if you need to. You can use rocket boots. If you have a speed boost, like if you're a rogue, you can use sprint, or if you're a druid, you got your dash. You can just go cat form and dash. There's tons of things, or mage blink. You know, there's tons of things that you can do to just create distance with that guy. You do not want him to hit you. Now we're grabbing some extra guys. We got some extra guys in that hidden room back there, and we're just gonna clear out the rest of this downstairs, just because every mob you kill is extra points, which means extra rep, which is a better reward for us at the end. So yeah, I think there might have been a chest in this bottom room too, as well. If you full clear it, I don't remember exactly where all the chest spawns were, because it was quite a while ago when I grabbed them. But you know, just work your way around the outer perimeter, and you know, clear out some of the trash. Look for any friends that you can add to your army, and you know, go get them. There's a group in the middle of this room too that you want to pull. It's got a couple of cocoons there. Make sure you go check the cocoons, see if there's any friends you can add, and then you can head back up, because remember when we killed that Dro guy, he gave us a key, and there is a door back upstairs where we were before this room that you can open up, and that's actually the room that you need to go through in order to get a full clear here. So we're just going to continue to clear out all these mobs. I think this might be the last pull in this room here, and then after that we're going to go head towards Dro's door, where we got the key for. Alright, we went back upstairs, and here's the sealed door. It requires Dro's key. As you see, it's an item that I got right here in my inventory, and I'm just going to use this. We open up the door, and there we go. Thanks, Dro. Yeah, he was pretty helpful. So now once we get into this room, some of the bosses start to get a little bit harder. So it's even more important now to have as many withered as you can. As you see how many I have walking around with me, this is going to be extremely important in order to kill these bosses. Without this many withered, you're going to be running into a lot of trouble. And don't forget your cowardly withered. They like to run away when they get low on health. We are There's a door actually right there behind us. This door right here. You can go after we clear this room. That door actually unlocks for us. We don't really have to do anything about it. So we want to go in here. There's little eggs all over the floor. Just kind of grab them up with a ranged attack or an AOE, and just keep your guys off. Do not zerk them, or else they'll aggro the boss in the middle. We just want to kind of, you know, clear out this room of all these eggs as best as we possibly can, because when we do aggro this boss in the middle, she's gonna rain down spiders on us from like all angles of the room, and we don't want extra ads. So oh, it looks like my wither did that one thing, the disengage I was talking about, where they jump backwards. So I just immediately zerked them, and I'm like, all right, we gotta go, because and I, you know, put some CC on that boss and just stun him, and then just use your withered, have them zerked up, and just grab this room up, start killing these guys now, because there's really no reason to not aggro them all. So you can keep your guys on zerk here for probably the rest of the room. There's really no reason to take them off zerk.
One of the withered is running away.
Don't forget your cowards. It's probably the same coward. It's probably that one guy. He's just not very good at sticking with me. So now you see this door is opened up in this room. So we're gonna come through this door, and we're gonna start looking to see if we can't add some more friends to our army. Check all these little nooks and crannies. You see how there's one guy right here, but see, look at this. There's a guy hidden right here. So make sure while you're walking through, you're always checking in all the little nooks and crannies, because sometimes they like to hide from you. And every man counts. I got 39 withered now, and killing these bosses are gonna be king with this many withered. So just keep them together, and don't zerk them until you absolutely have to. This is a hard boss that's in this room if you don't have this many guys with you. So you want to try to get to this far side of the room, pull him over here, because what's happening at the same time as this,
What a dreadful name.
dreadful for you. I don't like elves, so I'm bored. But basically what we got going on here is these spiders are continually running down that staircase up there while we were fighting that guy. So we want to try to pull him to the opposite side of the room of the stairs before we zerk, because all these spiders, they're just going to keep coming and coming and coming. There's actually a big spider boss at the top of this hill, or this staircase, that it's kind of like a gauntlet. You really have to keep moving, because these little spider guys, they're going to spawn until you aggro the boss that's up here. So as you see, I'm trying to run ahead, and I don't want to leave my withered behind. So I'm just gonna, because I noticed that they were hiding back here. It's because I have them on berserk mode right now. What I need to do is actually take them off berserk mode so that they follow me. This was a mistake, another mistake on my part. They see, now I figured out the mistake I was making, and I took them off Zerker, so now they'll follow me. Yeah, I mean, everyone makes mistakes, so you just got to keep moving through this part as fast as you can. Click on these guys before you engage. There's going to be a couple of friends you can add to your army here. Make sure you're aggroing as many spiders as you can, because your withered army will not attack these little spiders until you make contact with them or you aggro them. So while you're gathering these guys up, you can see I'm running around, I'm putting Shadow Word Pain on these guys, I'm AoEing them. Now I'm healing myself because they're starting to do a lot of damage to me. And I gotta get up here and aggro this spider so she stops spawning all these little minions all over me. And now I'm gonna use my minions on her. So we just berserked, and we're just gonna go through a DPS rotation on her. I mean, our damage isn't really doing that much in overall, so it's more important to have all these withered people. There you go. So we got the kill on her, and we're just about done. I mean, there's one more little pull to make here, and as you see, we're almost at 700 score up in the top middle of our screen. And now this is where we get to
Outlander,
the end. I would suggest at this point, You remember all those chests that we skipped? You turn around and go get those chests now, and then just come back here and finish it. You just talk to him. I'm gonna give him a quick wave right here. He just said hello to me. Go back, get your chests, and then come all the way back here, talk to this guy. And then you'll probably have a bunch of chests here waiting for you. Look at this, full clear. You get about 800 gold here. We get some bloods. We get an awesome toy. Arcano shower toy. We get tons of rep. Some Warforged gear for the full clear. And some artifact power. So, yeah, I mean, that's a good run. Let's see what this toy does now that we just got from here. Just stick it on the ground. Looks like a little shower. I'm gonna step into it. It says step into the shower. So I'm sitting in the shower now. I got bad camera angles. Let's see if we can get a better one. Alright, you get a little buff at the top. It looks like it makes you all shiny. Let's see if I can zoom in. It's hard to see it with my shadow form glyph. And here's me using one of the other toys that you get for full clear in this place. Turns you into one of those little spider things that we killed so many of. Hopefully you guys can get this one too. So that's going to do it for our full clear of the Withered Training daily. Hope this video helped some of you guys out who are struggling with this world quest, and if it did, why don't you leave me a like, and then you can come on back here and check out some more videos. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya!